2014. Lewis Hamilton led Nico Rosberg by 24 points. Champion, Hamilton. Victory in the United States Grand Prix was Hamilton's fifth triumph on the bounce, 10th of the season and 32nd of his career, the latter statistic moving him clear of Nigel Mansell as the most successful British driver of all time. Watch all the key moments as the fierce Hamilton vs Rosberg rivalry unfolded. Teammate Rosberg was the only driver at that point standing between Hamilton and a first championship success with Mercedes. The German kept it interesting by winning the next event in Brazil, to cut the gap to 17, with a double points bounty of 50 available in Abu Dhabi. But the victory for Hamilton at Yas Marina, after pole sitter Rosberg's race was ruined by a hybrid system problem, gave him the title, 6 years after his first, as he ended the year 67 clear at the top of the pile. Play. 2016. Nico Rosberg led Lewis Hamilton by 19 points. Champion, Rosberg. Rosberg's championship in 2016 was built on a foundation that yielded a string of wins after a layoff, as he won the opening 4 races of the season and followed that up with 3 wins in a row when the season resumed in Belgium after the summer break. Read more. Mercedes threatened Hamilton and Rosberg with suspension at height of rivalry, reveals Wolff. Victory in Japan put him in a box seat, and while Hamilton won the next 2 races, Rosberg headed into the final 2 Grands Prix of the season knowing that a pair of seconds would be enough. And he did just that, following Hamilton home in Brazil and then in Abu Dhabi, where Hamilton tried to back him up into Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel in one final roll of the dice, to emulate his further Kiki's achievement. 2010. Fernando Alonso led Mark Webber by 11 points. Champion, Vettel, who trailed by 25 points. This was one of the most open championship fights F1 had seen in years, with 4 drivers heading into the final 2 races still in with a shot of the title in what was the first year with the current points system. Watch, Webber reveals his biggest regret over the 2013 Multi-21 battle. Fernando Alonso had the wind in his sails, having moved to the top of the championship standings with a wet weather win in Korea. Vettel was on the back foot, as engine failure in that race had forced him out of the lead and into retirement. Alonso said at the time that anything can happen in the next 2 races, and he wasn't wrong. Vettel bounced back to win the next race in Brazil, ahead of Webber, who, along with Hamilton, also had a shot at the title, with Alonso third, and then won Abu Dhabi too, which was enough to snatch the championship lead for the first time that season, and yield his first driver's title. 2012. Sebastian Vettel led Fernando Alonso by 10 points. Champion, Vettel. Tenacity is a trait that all F1 champions have, and Vettel has shown it in abundance, including in Abu Dhabi in 2012 when he recovered from a pit lane start, following his qualifying disqualification for not having enough fuel in his car to provide a sample, to take third and hang on to his championship lead with 2 Grands Prix to go that season. Watch, on board for Vettel's epic, incident-packed first 8 laps of Brazil 2012. He extended that advantage by beating Alonso to second next time out in Austin, and then delivered another impressive fight back from last to P6 in Brazil, having been first tagged by Kimi Raikkonen and then hit by Bruno Senna on lap 1. With Alonso second and unable to challenge Jenson Button for victory at Interlagos, that was enough for Vettel to become F1's youngest ever 3-time world champion. 2021. Max Verstappen leads Lewis Hamilton by 8 points. Champion? This title fight has been tense, with the young pretender Verstappen genuinely threatening Hamilton's long-held reign as the championship's number 1. For the most part, Red Bull have had the stronger car, but Mercedes have hung on in there to create a nail-biting showdown, the tightest F1 has seen since the new points system was introduced in 2010. Read more. Did Qatar grid penalties actually aid Verstappen's title chances? Hamilton and Mercedes have the momentum, having won the last 2 Grands Prix, but it is Verstappen who has the lead, by 8 points, and the Dutchman is the only one of the two who can leave Saudi Arabia as the champion. It's all to play for.